Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today we'll take this Shabad. It's actually a Shalok number 2 from the Gujri Ki War, Gaudi Ki War, and it is second Shalok, the Shalok before him, and then there's a Pauri after this. So before we start this Shabad, I want to introduce that all this Shabad contains is a state of non-physical world. It has been so far put in a physical world. So just take a glimpse of the non-physical world. Chand Suraj Doye Jot Swaroop, Jyoti Andar Brahmanup. So this Shabad will actually be dealing with all this meta. Although Chand Suraj are visible things, but they have been said as Jot Swaroop. There are inner and outer consciousness. Chand is the outer and Suraj is the inner. And within them is that Brahmanup and Kahore Gyani Brahma Vichar. So we have been instructed to keep everything in Brahma Vichar. Jyoti Antar Tarya Pasar, Jyoti Andar. All these Jyots are together. And as a Jyoti, the whole world, the whole creation is between this. So Sukh Sagar is outside, Bhav Sagar is within. How to approach back to Sukh Sagar is the theme of the Shabad. And we need to concentrate on this fact, Jo Prani Govind Te Ave, Padya Anpadya Paramagati Pave. The mortal who can unlearn the learned, whether educated or uneducated, will meditate to obtain the supreme dignity. It doesn't say about your level of education, it says about your action. If you're ready to, in the last line we have learned, learning can be considered to be fixing some new knowledge. That is what we should be always looking for, and unfixing some old knowledge which we slowly leave it. But if we still keep on fixing on the old, there is nothing new to be learned. And I try to give the definitions that Satigur is a source of Upadesh, which a Sikh has to receive. It's also known as Gyan Anjan Diya. It's also said as a Naam Diya. They are in synonymous terms. Whether Upadesh as a Gyan or Upadesh as a Naam, they are same. And the action is Agyan Andher Vinas. The outer conscious has this Agyan and Andher, and it should eradicate itself. So now let's come to the Shabad. Gur Satgur ka jo Sikh Akhae, so palke utth Hari Naam te aave. All these terms I've tried to relate to the whole meanings. That if, although we know Gur and Satgur are Chaitan, as Gur Prasad and Satgur Prasad, they are also in the form of Bani. So they can be used both ways. So I've tried to use the word Gur as a spiritual knowledge, what is written available. And Satgur Ka is because the Sikh has to attach himself. He needs a source. And the source is nothing but Gurbani. The spiritual knowledge comes from a Gurbani, and then he attaches himself to the Satigur to be called himself as a Sikh. So palke utth. The word palke has to be taken back to that stage of Brahma Gyan as we discussed. So palka is nothing, but it is a state of sunrise. The sun hasn't risen. The chance is that the sun will rise. The enlightenment will come after the whole dark night. Now there are chances that there will be a sun coming at some stage. It is like a dawn stage. So example is taken just from the dawn stage. Not that my body physically is at 4 o'clock. So that has to be relearned. That palka is a stage when some flash goes into your mind. You have been doing Gurbani Vichar, and that wakes you up. And then you start to think, oh, right. Same way Amrit Vela is also similar. We don't put it to exactly to the physical sun outside. It was to always be put inside. Hari Naam Tyave. This is the next stage. So firstly, there will be a constant Ram Vichar which will take us to a state of Palka, like put a scale here from 0 to 100. For some may think 20% is a Palka because 20 is better than 10. For others, they may say 40% is a Palka because better than 30%. For some, they may think 80% is a Palka. At that stage, Ut means awakens. He's awakening. He's the previous stage in which he was sleeping is over. That's why I say the time following an event. This is a new event now. The previous one was dark and also sleeping. Now it's a Jagrat Avastha, Ut Gaya. It's the mind has waken up to the word of Gurbani. He has somehow understood. Once you have done this, then the next stage is Hari Naam Tyave. Now he is attentive for the Naam, which is not in Gurbani. He has done the effort from Gurbani to wake up. Now once he's wake up, his hands are cupped. Now he's asking for the Naam Padarth from Parmeshwar. This is also known as the 3 and 4 Padarth. So up to wake up Uthna, you get 2 Padarths. Then you keep your hands Aat Pahar Kar Jod Raho. To Pete Hari Rairi. That's the now. Harinam is coming from the Hari Rai. This is a second and has been re-explained in the Shabad. So in simple English, to be addressed as a good Sikh, one should utilize Sikhya, spiritual knowledge of Gurbani, to connect his outer consciousness to his inner consciousness. This commingled or unified or assimilated or enlightened consciousness should further be attentive for Naam Padarth on the morrow. So this has to be understood not from the other previous sort of tikas that, you just wake up in the morning and then you go have a bath and all these things. Palke word, actually I was looking, it comes in English language as a dawn in 2 forms. The first form in a noun we know is the first appearance of light in the sky before sunrise. We all know that. But as a verb form, it is quite different in meaning. In verb, it says become evident to the mind. So it's taking from physical to the non-physical world. Be perceived or understood. And it has got so many synonyms, which is the right way, I think, to address the word dawn in our case here. Now we have the word Ut. Ut has been described in Gurbani is a state knowing beyond worldly knowledge. When we are stuck in the worldly knowledge, it is said you are sleeping. Man soya baya maya bismad. But when he crosses that limit, that's the stage when he is waken up towards his Brahm. So there are few shabads. Manmukh suta maya mo pyar. Manmukh is Sutta towards his inner consciousness, but is very much active towards the outer one. Gurmukh jage, gun gyan vichar. How to obtain that? That's it. To the gun gyan vichar. Not just merely reading the Bani. We have to go into the real sense of Gurbani, why it was written, how I will put myself through this and become a part of the universal consciousness. Then there is also instruction, Atamna Chine Parmay Vich Sutta. Just to have knowledge of words or anything is not enough. You have to really go deep and come in contact with your inner consciousness. Otherwise, your param will never break. Param is the main cause of reincarnations. And whenever we take some Sikhya, Gurbani has told us, whenever you understand Gurbani, it has to be done through vichar, not just merely reading. Then the pondering over the Gurbani, I've understood this instruction. This Guru Nanak Ji says, the merciful master through his mercy ferries his slaves across. So we have to become the Das, then we understand the Gurbani, and then further we have to accept it. There's another fact in Gurbani which says Guru Samund, because this word will be coming in future and we have to be careful where the word Guru comes. Guru has been referred as ocean, Nadi Sab Sikhi. We are all basically, whosoever is going towards the path is like a river. The river has to go and merge into the ocean. We cannot say that the person who is on the path or who has even reached was ocean. So we have to be careful when we use word gur and guru. The gur also has been referred as darya, is a constantly flowing river. But he is not a samundar. The word guru is used for samundar, the source of everything. Natajit vadiyai, anyone who has, it doesn't mean ki you have to go and have a shower in him, as what we say to merge in. It's more nata is just to join. As in Punjabi we say, what's your nata with him, your relationship. We form a relationship with him because there's no water there ultimately. It's all through vichar. The gyan comes direct. So that shows the contact between the Puran Buddha and the Parbrahm's Buddha. Okay. Now the second is say Uddam Kare Palke Prabhati has repeated this Shabad. Then what happens is when he has attained the stage of Palke Ut, he doesn't stop there. The action continues. Whatever he think is left, because until he is one with the Shabad, he has to continue this. Uddam Kare Palke Prabhati. Isnan Kare, he is constantly engaged, Amritsar Nave, with the virtues of his Mool, the Satigur. So the Sikh must endeavor to achieve this unification or enlightenment between the two consciousness by constantly engaging the outer self in the Shabad Vichar. But sometimes this Amritsar word could be confusing because at that time the city was not even built. Its name was different. There was no Sarovar. This is the fourth Pasha Shabad. But we are trying to relate this Shabad these days. We just take it back to that this is was said. So Nava means virtues. Homme Nave nal virodh hai. It's the virtues of the Satguru he has to attain. About the word Amritsar, Gurbani has very clearly mentioned that Satgur Purkh Amritsar. The Purkh Satgur in itself, and my inner self is Amritsar. Vadbhagi na van jaye. But the outer consciousness has to increase its size to go and merge in him. Un janam janam ki mal utra nirmal naam dada. And this action is, na is done through the naam. And that naam makes your inner self nirmal, the outer self nirmal. So Satigur is referred as Amritsar, which is nothing but the virtues of the Brahm. That is what we should do. We should have aimed at rather than more emphasis on the city of Amritsar. Satgur Purkh inner self is the pool of nectar. The fortunate outer self come and bath in there. Their filth of birth is washed off with contemplation on Naam. Then there's also a Pankti Amritsar Satgur Satvadi Jitnate Kaua Hansoe. Is even clarified that who has to take a shower or what bath or attain the virtues is my mind, the Kaua, the one who has lot of ignorance. And he becomes same as his Mool. And this is the stage when both the consciousness meet each other. There's also a var written on very simple lines, but this is more like a Maryada which is followed in our Gurdwaras, because I've tried to read its meaning. It directly aims to what is happening in Gurdwaras. Gursikh palke utkar amrit vele sarna banda, Gurka Sikh sadevi utke amrit vele अथवा कूपां तलावां पर शनान करदा है गुर के बचन उचार के धर्मशाला दी सुरत करन दा गुर के बचन जप जी आदि बाणी पढ़ के धर्मशाला दी सुरत सिमरती अथवा प्रीत करदा है साध संगत में जाके गुरबाणी दे प्रीत सुनन दा साध संगत में जाके आसा दी वार आदि गुरु दी बाणी प्रीत नाल सुनदा है. So this is what is happening in this world, but the other shabad has nothing to do with it. That is the rahat. This is the maryada. We are following more of this. Then that's what the Sikhi has become. So we have to go further than this. That we have been doing from ages, but what we need to do is this. Upadesh Guru Hari Hari Jap Japai Sab Kelvik Paap Dokh Leh Jave. that Gurbani, the instruction, whatever he's reading, has come from Guru, hasn't come from any other source, as a Shruti, as an Anhat Nad to some other previous Bhagat. Through that, he has to realize the two entities, his own Hari, micro, and the macro reality, the one, the Guru itself. Jap jap hai. Firstly, he needs to understand, and after understand, he need to make people understand, or japa means what he has understood out of it. So from understanding you develop, japa is more like a padarth. It's a mukt padarth. That's how the mukt padarth is obtained. Gurbani's constant interaction with Gurbani at the level of mind, so that the mind is leaving all his vikars. That's why he says, Sab kilvik paap dukh leh jave. Jap is not enough. Reading is, understanding is not enough, but has to be accepted. When he accepts, then he perceives the next stage. But we are merely reading it. There's less stress on understanding, and then even less stress on accepting it. So this is the another stage. Then what is a Bani Guru? Upadesh Guru is same as Bani Guru. This is also very challenging Shabad, and we misuse it to a very high extent because we don't understand the various forms of Brahm. Bani Guru is the same Upadesh which he says will be given to us Gursikh. But Gursikh hasn't received it. It is received by a Puran Brahm. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani, which says that the Guru is nothing. For a Sikh is a Bani. It's a Anhat Nad. You can't physically see a Guru in Vedic Mat or in Gurmat. And Guru is nothing as Bani because all the Bhagats has always been hearing this Anhat Nad. When they are in contact with the Guru only sends them these Anhat Nad signals, Furne, which Bani Amrit Sare. Now this Bani contains all Amrit. There is nothing else in it. Whereas Gurbani has got a state of milk in which Kabir ji says, Santo Makhan Khaya, Chach Bhi Hai Sansar. Within Gurbani, there are different levels of understanding. And according to that, someone is drinking just the buttermilk, someone is eating the butter. But this Bani is all butter. There is nothing else in it. It is pure. Gurbani kahe. Now, through this, the Bhagat makes the Bani Guru into the form of Gurbani because he is a Guru himself. The Bani coming previously has nothing to do with our ears. It only came into the Hirda. Now this one Bani, Gurbani kahe, is the Bani which is spoken by a Puran Brahma Bhagat. And what the next step the Sikh has to do? Sevak Jan Manna. He has to accept the Gurbani. He hasn't reached the stage of going to Bani Guru yet, but that's his journey. Satigur ka jo Sikh Akhae, so palke ut. He's creating that palak in him. But a stage comes when he keeps on accepting it, Partakh Guru Nistare, the Guru become perceptible to him. So it's a stage of becoming from Sikh to then Puran Brahm or Gursikh, and then he's in contact with, which Chautha Pasha will take us through the next. Fir chade divas Gurbani gaave. So what has happened is the dawn is over, and now it's a full-fledged sun there. But the Gursikh is not leaving that action of Shabad Bichar. Although the light has come, but he's still doing this Gurbani, what we are mentioning, what we are reading. But his level of understanding might be 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times more than us. Because we are still stuck in words, we don't sometimes understand the themes. But at this stage, Gurbani is fully understood. And what he do? Bande out there, Hari Naam te aave. All day long, whether he's doing anything, but his Hath Pankar Kam Sab Cheetan Ranjan Naal. He keeps constant attention. Why? because at some stage the Naam is going to appear in him now. He's almost at that zero level or whatever, so where things will start to happen. He keeps a constant vigil that, yes, anytime that he will be now in contact with Hari Naam. This is Tyava, means he's now seeking that. He has already do the jap, has almost merged his outer consciousness in the inner. Now he's a Puran Brahm. He will now be given a Naam Padarat. So after the appearance of dawn, the Gursikh continues the understanding of the magnificences into the daylight. At that time, now the Gursikh consistently is in the state of attention seeking. He is fully attentive towards the Shabad to perceive the Naam Padarat. And then he repeats it again, Jo Saas Gira Satyaye Mera Har Har. Now Japana was done before. This is all about now Tyona. Whether you are inhaling or exhaling, that vigil is always there, that anytime I will be in contact with the Shabad. So Gursikh Guru Man Pave. Now the Guru has recognized him as a pure Brahm. See, Gursikh is at a smaller level, a Pagat, Puran Brahm, but Guru is at the higher level. We can't put both of these words at the same level. Gursikh is in Maya. That's why Guru Nanak will say this, fourth Pasha will say the last stanza, that why he's giving so much of importance to Gursikh. Because Gursikh now has become in direct contact with the Guru. Guru Manpava. Guru is Parbrahm. Then what happens? Jisnu Dayal Hove Mera Swami. That's why we call him merciful at this stage. This is now Shabad Guru. This Gursikh. Now that Puran Brahm. Guru Upadesh Sunave. This is what the appearance of Anhat Naad. Sun Samad, Anhat Naad, Kahna Jai, Acharj Bismad. This is Guru Upadesh, which is coming directly from Sachkhand. There is no source in between. It's just a Brahm interacting with a Par Brahm, the power of Par Brahm, directly interacting with the Puran Brahm. So this is the achievement that Gursikh has gone, the Shabad Surat ka mail has happened now. Now, this Gursikh is still here. He is now with the new knowledge. What he has, firstly, he obtained the knowledge, and now the knowledge is flowing to him through Sachkhand. Now he can give Upadesh. At this stage, you write Gurbani then. If Guru Angad has written Gurbani, he has attained this stage and then he has written. But still, what is he looking for? Jan Nanak Tood Manget this Gursikh ki. Now he's looking for Guru Amar Das. I need one more so that he can follow the path. This Gursikh ki, jo aap japay. So that's the first step. Aap japay, and then he is able to explain it to others. The Gursikh who keeps a constant attention within and concentrates on understanding and excellences of both micro and macro, the Guru becomes merciful and imparts his instruction. So now the journey again starts for the next one. And he's putting himself lower. Jan Nanak Tood Manga. Tood is nothing but the spiritual advice. This Gursikh ki, you aap jape, avre naam japave. In the last, I'll show you that whatever we said, like we have another naam japana, panshakana. This is more authentic because this takes us to a higher level. Parcha Shabad ka is your mind has to become engaged with what? Gurbani, Gur. And then Satgur ka, the puja, has to be done of the Akal. But unfortunately, we have started worshipping the Gurbani. Gurbani is telling to do the puja of Satgur. That's why this is Satgur, Mera Sada Sada. You must go and worship an entity who is always there. Sabte Vadda Satgur is also the eldest. This Gursikh Guru Upadesh Sunave, this will be related to Didar Khalseda. So that ultimately takes the Shabad basically take us to this principle of Sikhism as well. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Anji, thank you, Virji. Thank you very much for that exposition. Our attendance is, I guess, a little smaller, I guess, because of holidays. So let me see here who we have. Paramjit Singh Rana Virji, would you want to go first?
ਹਾਂਜੀ sure sure ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਜੀਤ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ thank you very much for very well interpretation at least for me anyways. I enjoyed listening to you. One, a general request to you, and that will make your each time you talk with a lot of depth and intellect, Gurbani intellect, that will be more comprehensible to people like us. The word you use Brahm, Puran Brahm, Par Brahm, like today you use Puran Brahm for Bhagat or Gursik. If you provide your translation in the word like Bhagat or Gursik, it will be much easier for people like me to understand. So this is general observation. So let me go back to get some clarification on what you said. In the very first line, you said Guru Satgur ka jo Sikh Akhae. What you said was a Sikh from Gurbani knowledge attaches to Satgur. Attaches to Satgur, when you said that, I made a note of that. What is the difference? What do you mean by attaches to Satgur? By getting knowledge from Gur, which is Bani, and then you say that attaches Satgur. Can you first clarify that for me, please?
Anji, Satigur is our mool, and the whole aim of Gurbani, because our consciousness is split between the two. There's one partial of our consciousness is in our mind, and the other major part is in our heart. So what is happening that the one in the mind, that consciousness doesn't even know that there is another consciousness. So Gurbani normally tells us, whole instruction of Gurbani is based on to tell this mind that there is another consciousness who is a major consciousness. You're a part of it. It's also known as Satigur. It's also known as Ram. These are the name of the inner consciousness, that you need to go inwards to have an attraction to him. If you're traveling outwards through your seven holes, you won't have a chance because he's behind you, basically. You're born out of it. So this is the whole aim. If we can comprehend Gurbani from that angle, that the whole purpose of giving us this instruction was to attach our outer consciousness to the inner consciousness, which is Satigur. Then it becomes a Pura Satigur or Bhagat, and then the another next step starts for the attainment of Nam Padarat. So these are the first stages of Japana, to understand and then to accept. To accept, then you are one within yourself, and then the next journey will start. To become one within yourself is Palka.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moon is traveling towards the sun. As it becomes more closer, it could see that dawn period, that it is there. And ultimately, when it merges in it, then only the sun is left there. It's all gone. That's what they call Chand Suraj ki Pai Gand. Before there was no association. Gand Pauna is, like Putti Gand Pave Sansar. Same way, Chand Suraj ki Pai Gand, Tis Udasi ka Pade na Kand. That the whole theory is that we have a split consciousness, and the outer consciousness has to do an effort to merge with the inner one.
So this is Satgur word is inner consciousness. This is what you're referring to. Is that correct?
Hanji, because the next word is Sikh Akhae. Sikh is a Chetan.
Mm-hmm.
He has to attach to some Chetan further. But he needs a source. the source has to be Gurbani, which has come directly from Guru. It can't be from any other source. That's why he says, Amrit Piya Satgur Diya Avarna Jana Duatiya. That there are sources referred in this world, that someone says Brahma gives a Bani, someone says Vishnu gives a Bani, someone says Shiv gives a Bani. But Tisre Pasha says, I have understood that Amrit Piya Satgur Diya, the knowledge which has come from the Gurbani, Avarna Jana, I've basically came out of this philosophy in which I was stuck, that there are three different entities. One is going to be giving this, one is giving this, and one is giving that.
Okay, now that's okay. Then let me be clear on that because it's very important for me to understand that. Virji, theek hai? Can I continue or should I start?
Yeah, we have a little margin today.
Okay, sure. So, Satgur, as you said, is inner consciousness, and from Gurbani, Sikh gets Gurbani knowledge and gets attached to inner consciousness, or purifies, or elevates himself to inner consciousness, understanding of inner consciousness. Then, what does the word Guru? What is Guru then? Guru, you said Gurbani comes from Guru. So, what is Guru?
Gurbani, when you read the opening, it will say Ik Oankar Satigur Prasad. So, what is Ik? Ik has two forms. Ik also is a Ekankar, Ik also comes as Oankar. So, the Ik is in the form of Oankar now because the hukam is running. So, when the hukam is running, the Jyot is in the form of Oankar. It's want to do something. It has to do an action through the power of Shabad. Because Jyot is always there, the Shabad is not always there. Shabad has got a time when there is no hukam, there is no Shabad there. So that Ik Onkar is showering its mercy on Satgur. The Ik, you can say, at the stage of Onkar, that Sachkhand is showering its mercy on Satgur. Satgur has received that mercy, and then that Gurbani is being written on the paper. So that's why every time you start with a Mool Mantar, that little one, it indicates that who is the writer. He says, I'm not the writer. I'm writing under the instruction of Ik, who is now in the form of Oankar. And then my pen is doing the same job, what I have been told by that senior authority. That's what we call Shabad Guru. We also call him Parameshwar. We also call him Par Brahm and Sat Guru. These are different synonyms given for that, because being a poetic, we have to use different length of words to fit them in that stanzas. All these words will have different length and matras. And that's why there are so many of them were coined, so that when you're writing it in a poetry, your rhyme doesn't break and the message is also very clear.
So Guru is
Creator.
Creator. Unu. Okay, Guru is creator. And what is different? Creator is a Kalpurk, divine. This is what it is.
He is divine. We are also divine, but he is as a form of a parliament. He is not one or two sitting there. The whole bunch of Puran Brahms are sitting with him. That's how the order works. I normally say it's like a group, and then when they are making any sort of rules, the rules are then given to us in the form of Shabad. So Guru is the doer of everything. He has the knowledge of the 84 million lives, if you believe in that. 84 lakh juna diyo pasha janda. And also knows Data hai. He's feeding them spiritually and physically, both.
Okay. So Akal Purukh is Guru. So this is what you're telling us. Is that correct?
Akal Purukh is one entity, but the ocean of Akal Purukh is Guru. Akal Purakh is attached, as we say, Gur Parameshwar Ek Ko Jaan, but in what sense? The sense is that it's a part of that ocean, is a drop of that ocean, and you can refer him that yeah, he has the same virtues as Akal Purakh is same as Satigur. But Vaheguru, when you say, we refer him, as we said, Sikhi Nadi and Guru as an ocean. So this is the difference. Everything starts from the ocean. Others are merely a part of that system. They are in the system. They don't go out. If anyone is out of the system, he comes to Pav Sagar. Anyone in Sukh Sagar is a system, and the whole collective power is Shabad Guru, who's running the whole creation.
Okay, ji, I will pass it down to other, then we'll come back second one. Thank you.
Hanji, thank you, ji. Hanji, Gurdeep Singh Veer ji.
Hari Gurjeet ji, I have a question. Is your explanation is belonging to Nirgun state of mind or a Sargun state of mind?
There are Nirgun Sargun is to be quite a difficult thing to describe because it has two different meanings. When we are in Pavsagar Hiya, Nirgun means without attributes, and Gun means with attributes because we are broken. Sab gun tere mein nahi koi. He has said that very clearly because we are broken here. We are all in the cuts. We are not fully enlightened. So my mind is my jo outer consciousness becomes Nirgun, but the inner one is Sargun. That's why it wants to meet with him. When it becomes Sargun, actually it doesn't become Sargun, it actually becomes Surgun as an individual. And then from Surgun, it merges into the ocean to become Sargun. It's only used by the Sampasha. He has used the word Surgun. That Sur means you are in tune with Sachkhand. But when Sachkhand is operating from there, Sachkhand's Nirgun is that when there is no creation. When there is a creation, he is Sargun. But he, like us, when we are Nirgun, we don't have any attributes. In such kind of stage, they have the attributes, but they don't use them. Their Nirgun Avastha is different to ours. It has to be understood at two levels because that's a Puran Jyot, we are a Puran Jyot. In a Puran Jyot, Nirgun is one who has lost his Hari Bisat Tere Gun Galya. He's a Nirgun. Who has left the Hari behind? It's the outer consciousness has lost interaction with the inner consciousness. Inner consciousness is Sargun, the outer or Surgun, the outer one is Nirgun. But when it is a Puran Jyot, when there is no Hukum at that time, Sachkhand is said as Nirgun because they have the guns but not using them. I think. Am I clear or did I confuse you more?
Yeah, you're clear, but I directly feel Sargun, Nirgun, Nirinkar, Sun Samadhi, Aap, Apan Kiya Nanaka, Ape Hi Fir Jap. I believe that Sargun is this world, but we see it. And the Guru came to this earth to make us feel physically so that we can get the advice of the Guru. I know Guru was an Nirinkar, as you said. You are doing wonderful. But you are so much blessed. What you are talking is post-PhD, I told it before, so nothing is wrong. But to make us understand, with my buddhi, with limited buddhi, we feel like to touch everybody physically, wanted to see 10 Gurus, Guru Nanak as a human being, and we want to listen to him, what he was talking that time. Then there are stories, we wanted to know all those stories, whatever he did physically on this world. I know, of course, you are 200% right. This is related to the Nirgun Avastha, but the process, how we go from the Sargun to Nirgun, that's what the Gurbani in the words, that the stories about gurus, that's why here Guru Satir ka jo Sikh Akhae, so palke utha naam te aaye. At another point, Gurbani says, Har amrit vele bate ka bijya, Bhagt khaye kharche nikhutte nahi. Amrit Vela. Jaise Tarti Bo Vid Sodha Bin Bije Jamme Nahi. It's in Sargun Avastha. ਕਿ ਧਰਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਦਿਓ, ਘਾਹ ਕੱਢੋ, ਉਹ 'ਚ ਫਰਟੀਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, but unless you sow the seed into that, you will gonna get nothing. So when I see these things, it gives me a physical world where I can see with my own eyes, where I can touch, where I can see these words. Turki Bani ai, then Sagli Chintamati, Dal Purk Mirvana, the Nanak Sach Bukhana. I believe it. But it is Turki Bani because we cannot see. I know there's Andhra Shabad, there's a lot of other different stages. You know all that. But to start as a baby, as a child, or on our level, we are Christians. They have told us, Andin Kirtan Keval Nirban, Grist mein soi parwan. You don't expect us to do all those efforts, inner efforts, which is very hard to understand for everybody, to be honest. But I think if we go step by step, we take the literal meaning of these things. Udam kare palke parvati, Ishnan kare amsar naave. I know Amritsar is under Haga. I have nothing contradiction with you. I just want to give you like a maybe my explanation. What I understand, Amritsar, I know it is mentioned even before, Ramdas, it is within us. But then what was the need of creating this Amritsar Golden Temple? And why do you have the story of Bibi Rajni? Utte Pingla asiga, te Pingle chake, khari chuke, mangal chal piyo, Pingle di rani ho. Utte jada teeth siga, you know the story. I don't want to extend too much. If Ravinder can allow me, my feeling, I said, our state of mind, which is common man, you will meet anybody, more or less. 99.9% will give these explanations, which I am into it, but I don't deny what Gurjeet Singh said. He is very blessed, but if we have to tell the public here, if I want to tell my kids, for example, I'm a kid also, we all are kids, but except you for the time being. Okay, not for other people, okay, don't mind. I am talking about myself only. You are all learned people. How can I explain my son without telling those stories, without telling these words, meaning of these words, as is mentioned here, just in front of this, as Bhai Sahib Singh has done, the other people have said. Fir chade divs Gurbani gaave, bende uthde har naam te aave. This is true, because then it will clean my inner consciousness. If I'm on a store, let's say I'm a salesperson, I'm selling something. If the Gurbani is in my mind, there's very little chance I will try to cheat anybody. So this is how it's helping us in this form. If I'm in the Gurbani, I'm doing my Simran, which is Vaheguru, for example. It's a Guru Mantra. I'm in that. My wife comes, he says something wrong, but my body will stay cool because of the fact of this Gurbani, the Simran and all that. I will be kind-hearted to my kids. If it's not, my state of mind will be so much, I will be depressed by myself and jealous and, high. Anybody says any mistake or anything, we're just waiting for it so that I can punch him with the wife or the kid. This is how our families are being torn every day. So I think this Gurbani literally, as it shows here, affects us in this physical form right now. Then slowly, when we learn, like a little boy playing with the small carbon, when he's a 20-year-old, he will not accept that. This is okay for us to a certain level. Then I think our mental level or the inner will grow also with the grace of the Guru. Because Guru knows that we have yearning for that. We want the reality of this. This will keep us into death and birth. Today we are happy. Mati ka putla kaise nachata hai. Dekhe daude bole. देखे सुने बोले दौड़ियो फिरत है जब कश पावत तब गर्व करता है माया गई तब रोवन लगे था. If somebody asks me, I am into this stage. हालांकि I know I can quote more Gurbani without any looking at the books, but when I really analyze myself, where am I? Nowhere. Yes, I had a good time so far because Guru taught us Tera kiya meetha lage, har na padarth nank mange. When we get to those kind of wording, it's starting giving me psychologically some satisfaction. Then I said, Guru sat on the hot plate. How can we can expect him a little bit lost, this and that? This is how I take it so far. But what you are telling is very right. But the thing is, if you want to tell the people around, because everybody, so Jojo says, so rogi, rog rahat mera Satguru yogi. Everybody is suffering. There's hardly anybody. I don't know if you are with me, because but I'm quoting from Gurbani, that I know you can't do against me. That's what Gurbani says. Pullan andar sabko, a pull guru karta. How do we, the God or the Supreme Lord, expect us to be to that level where we will realize everything within us? I know Jo Brahmande, Soi Pinde, Jo Khode So Pave. I know everything exists within us. At one place, Guru Amar Das Ji says, Kaya andar nau khand prithvi hat patan bajara. Guru ko hoye so kaya khoje. Kaya andar Brahma Vishnu mein hesa. Right? If you read the Gurbani of third Pasha. So now, it's the global answer, question, Vera. Could you tell me, we have to start from your level, then get down to this level, which is satisfying us every day. The other level we don't know, but I know it's the truth because by the Guru. And you are right there. But could you find us a way? We want your knowledge, wisdom, everything. But I don't know if you tell me I'm a right or wrong. This is my day-to-day life. This is how I feel it. I enjoy Kirtan. When the kids, they are doing Kirtan, I want my kids to do Kirtan because that will help them in the life, because life is not smooth. It's not the bed of roses. One time you get laid off, you get so much depressed. I don't want my kid to see depressed. She wanted to marry somebody and then I interfere and then she get depressed. So I think the solution to me, or you will let me know, is this way. We read Gurbani, we tell the kids to get up early morning, do Panj Vaniyan or Panj Paudhiyan sirf, or do Vaheguru, 5 minute Simran, go Baba Ji, Matha Tek Lo, and you leave. And before we go for any work, let's do a prayer. अरदास करो, विनती करो सतगुरु आगे, जी की बिरता होए सो गुर पे अरदास कर, छाड़ सियाणप सगल मन तन अर्प तार. This is also a process, right? Told us to by Gurbani, Guru Granth Sahib. So could you please, I stop here. You got my question, I believe. And you have the answers, I know that. But where would you advise me? Today we have a good opportunity. There are not many people, but you have, could you please tell me something now?
No, uncle, this the whole Shabad itself has explained the ways you want to become one with the Hukam. So how to do the Palka? Palka is something coming from within your own efforts. It's not that a Palka is something, physical Palka, because we are much more into the physical ways of living, less into the spiritual ways of living. It has never said that 4 o'clock is a Palka there anywhere. But the indication is that time the sun is about to come out. But then what is sun? If you're just looking at the physical sun, then your Palka will be outside. If you think there's a sun like this, which I indicated, that Chand Suraj Do Jyot Swarup, they are part of your consciousness. Then your Palka will change. And then the whole meanings will change. When what to do ardas, whom to do ardas, basically when we say we are repeating a word and taking naam, I can't digest it, because when you are speaking to someone, you are giving knowledge. By speaking, you don't gain knowledge. Speaking is tongue has to be used to impart knowledge to someone. I say, I'm doing Vaheguru, Vaheguru, main naam le rahe hain. If I say, if you have taken a naam, give me some, you says, no, it can't be given. So there is some confusion. We are not clear ourselves what should be done. The Shabad Bichar, how much stress has Guru Nanak laid for us here? Satgur Bittum Bharya Jit Miliya Khasam Samalya. We haven't read Gurbani from that angle. Jin Karupadesh Gyan Anjan Diya. What sort of Gyan Anjan have we got so far? We have to ask a question. Is repeating? I don't mind, you can do any action in the world, but then there is also a meter in front. We just put ourselves against that. Ini netri jagat nihalya. He says, I have understood the reality of this world, that whatever is visible cannot be trusted. Whatever is visible is not permanent. There is some permanency in me. That is my jyot. Man harji tere naal hai. Why don't we go and attract ourselves to my har if we are trying to understand what is the truth, what is the untruth, why we're attaching to untrue things. Tanda sab jalaye ke Gur Naam diya sach swau. So are we doing tanda, are we doing kam? We have to, anywhere this instruction is coming, is basically trying to wake us up. And then a pankti which we said, Jo prani gobindate ave, padya anpadya paramgat pave. The people say it doesn't matter. You don't need to educate yourself because they don't want to, so they put it in there. Whereas I think the message is that whatever you have read, you have to unread that. Then only new knowledge will come. So these are the methods which we have to employ and see it works, and there's a lot of knowledge available. So all these things what we have done, we have to be carefully. Like Guru Nanak said, I will not wear the Janev. Why? Because he says it's not for the G, it's just for the Pind. So otherwise he was not against the Janev. Janev was always for the G, so that his spiritual wisdom is on the rise. But if you put a Janev on the Pind, it's not making any changes to your behavior. So these were the things which we normally tell people that Guru Nanak said, but I think we are within the same frame too. That are we trying to follow? We say Guru Nanak didn't do namaz because someone was there, his horse or something, he was scared that he will fall into the well. We are at the same stage too. How come we tell a story and then we think we're out of it? The whole Gurbani is for us too. We are thinking we are out of it. That's why I think we are not much involved in fixing ourselves. So everything must be understood from within Gurbani, which I tried. It's nothing to wake up in the morning and go to a Gurdwara, do this and that. Gurdwara is within us. Go there, have a Shishanan there, and then attain the further stages.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ji Gurdeep
Thank
Singh Ji, and thank you Gurjeet
Thank
Singh
you.
Ji.
Thank you for giving so much time.
Does anybody else have any observation that they wish to make?
Hanji Viji, I think to see which can I just make a
Kasi
comment?
meri figure na karo.
You have a lot of intellect to expose to us.
Intellect nu ite lukana hai.
मेरा जनरल कमेंट में करने लगे सी गुरजीत वीर जी ने गुरदीप वीर जी ने he said he made very good points. I think that Gurjeet Veer ji has a lot of the Gurbani knowledge. The point is, it is a process. It's not that we can get the stage where Gurjeet Veer ji are. A little boys, as you were saying, the young kids over there cannot get to that stage. There is a starting point and there is an end point. The issue, what I find is, starting point can take us to the end point, provided the starting point is also right. If it's not right, if we don't tell our kids some of these imbalances in our interpretations, they get so entrenched that the end point where we want them to go, they will never go. And that's what is happening, because whatever we learned as little kids from our parents or from Gurdwaras, all those, they have become part of us. So it becomes very challenging to shift and come to the real interpretation where Gurjeet Veer ji or Veer ji, Ravinder Veer ji, or other people who have a lot of knowledge have that, or they communicate, they talk now. But I don't know, 20, 30 or 40 years back, they were saying the same thing. I think it's a process for us. And I personally feel that when in our local Gurdwara, for example, there's one group, of course, which I think say the same thing as Gurjeet is saying, there's no need for a Akhand Path. Okay, and it poses a lot of problem, a lot of conflict. So the point is, because these feelings are so entrenched, we have to be very careful if we need to make change. How the change has to be made so that we are coming to the right spot, right endpoint.
Hanji
So,
Veji.
so that's my general comment.
Thank you, Ji. We have a couple of minutes left. I think, if I may, since Ranaveer Ji prompted me a little, I've been listening to this conversation with much interest. ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿਣੀ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਨੋ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਨੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਅਨਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਐਂਡ ਟੂ ਮੀ what that means is ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨਿੰਗ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਨਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨਾ you have to scrub it off, right? But as I'm listening to this conversation, what am I detecting? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਵਲੀ ਦੇਖੋ, observe ਕਰੋ, speech pattern ਦੇਖੋ. We are still talking in physical terms. ਜਦ ਕਿ ਗੁਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ this is not about the physical world. But ਸਾਡੀ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਵਲੀ levels ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, starting points ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, end points ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. So that's where the problem begins. So ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਇਹ observation ਹੈ. दूसरी मेरी ये ऑब्जर्वेशन है कि दिस इज द जर्नी ऑफ द कॉन्शियसनेस ये सुरत दा सफर है एंड दिस इज अ जर्नी इनटू एन अननोन डायमेंशन ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਪਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਿਥ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪੈ ਹੋਵੇ ਫਿਰ ਪਾਓ ਹੋਵੇ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਸੋ ਕਾਟ ਅਪ ਇਨ ਦੈਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡ ਸਕਦੇ. We are not willing to take a deep dive in and see what will happen because we are afraid to let go of our thought systems. They ਇੰਨੇ ਪੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ we can't give them up. So my point is simply this. Also, Rana Veer ji, you talked about ਕਿ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਮਝਾਈਏ. I don't think it's our business ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ. We've got to fix ourselves. ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਇਟ ਡਜ਼ਨਟ ਜਸਟ ਲਿਵ ਐਟ ਵਨ ਲੈਵਲ. ਗੁਰਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲ ਕੌਨਸ਼ੀਅਸਨੈਸ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਸਲਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਰਾਈਟ. ਬਟ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਕਸਟਮਸ ਹੋਰ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਰੀਤਾਂ ਮਰਿਆਦਾਵਾਂ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਬਦਲਦੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਮਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ. That is another layer of our existence. The two don't necessarily have to always be consistent, you see, because bahar di duniya aadde, andar di duniya bilkul aadde. I just wanted to make a couple of observations. I don't want to go on. That's why again, I want to just thank everybody for their comments.
No,